Bitcoin has finally broken out of its 6 month downwards chop, and altcoins have been ripping. Meme coin season in the beginning of 2024 was an absolute wild ride, seeing people turn $100 up to $1 million. And now, with pump.fun completely changing the landscape of the game, allowing up to 20,000 new tokens to be minted every single day. I believe the introduction of pump.fun really changed the game on how you can best profit going into 2025 and beyond. The reason this is all due to altcoin dilution. Put it simply, if you have the same amount of capital going after 100 coins and that same amount of capital now going after 1,000 coins, the potential for growth of that new 1,000 coins is extremely small. What this means for you trading meme coins is that the chances of you catching 1,000x is becoming smaller and smaller as the amount of new coins entering the market becomes larger and larger. This only doesn't pertain to meme coins, but all coins in crypto in general. There's the same amount of capital in the entire pool of crypto, and all the new projects have new unlocks every 3 to 6 months. And the only result of that is the increase of supply in coins going to people who have vesting schedules and them selling their coins, which means the price goes down. For prices to go up, the amount of inflows coming into crypto must be greater than the outflows of money. Based on Fed cutting rates, China coming in with their new stimulus, and Bitcoin just breaking out of its multi-month downtrend, it's setting up to really bring retail back in, which means more inflows than outflows, and that means number go up. With the strategy and reasoning that I'm going to show you, you'll have a higher probability leaving the bull run in green rather than gambling all your money away to zero. I'm not saying you won't turn $100 into $1 million. I'm just saying that the probability of that is getting slimmer and slimmer as the amount of coins entering the market gets larger and larger. You have two strategies. One, you can sell on Pump Fund or Dex Screener, looking at different coins coming in every single second and hoping to catch a coin where most will go to zero or get rugged. Or the second strategy, which is a more risk averse strategy towards meme coins that allows you to leave in profit, is to long the winners of each industry. You've got your dog coins, your cat coins, your cute animal coins, you've got your NPC coins. All of these different types of coins, you can long them based on the sector as well as the chain that they're on. If you were around in the bull run of 2020 as well as the bull run in the beginning of this year, you would see that the strategies for finding the right coins has been very different. In 2020, as well as in 2017, it was all about a rising tide. When the tide rises, all the boats rise together. That means that market timing is really important. You want to be in the market when retail is coming in and the money inflows is going up. Whichever coin you're in, the prices are going to go up and everything really rises together. With the introduction of Pump Fund and all the new coins into the market today, it's more important to be in the right asset. Therefore, asset allocation is now more important than market timing. As you saw in the beginning of this year, meme coins, AI did crazy, crazy runs, and all the different types of coins that did really well in 2020 could be a few gaming coins, could be DeFi coins, could be L1s, it could be utility coins. Some of them never even broke out of their multi-year downtrends. They might have even gone up by 20, 30%, while meme coins ripped and went in the thousands and thousands of percents. That's why right now it's way more important than ever to be in the right coins. That's why I'm going to show you today the types of meme coins that I'm looking at and the reasoning why I think these are the right assets to be in going into 2025 and beyond. If you guys like this type of content, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And let's jump into the screens where I'm going to show you the meme coins that we're going to be looking at. Let's just go over some macro data before we get started. In my previous video, I showed you that Bitcoin had to break out of this multi-month downtrend as we had a lower high, lower high, lower high. And this could have been just another lower high. And I said that we wanted to see a breakout coming down to a retest and then go up from there. As you can see, we've finally broken out. We've broken up that previous lower high of about 64,800. And if you go down to the 4-hour time frame, you're going to see a bit closer if we're going to come down and do a retest. So you'd want, if you're going to enter into this trade, you're going to want to look at the 4-hour or the hourly to see the best place to enter, to see coming down to a retest before starting to see it going back up again. But just looking at on daily, this is where you're going to want to see it hold above this yellow line. And even if it does come down below, it's still a possibility that we still go above higher because Bitcoin always loves to go and chase liquidity in the market. If everyone thinks that it's going to go and hold now, everyone buying this retest to go up, a lot of people are going to have their stops or invalidations just below this wick here. So Bitcoin might just come down here, take that liquidity, and then go back up. So just one thing to make sure that you guys know about. And if we look at Total 3, we can see that Total 3 also broke out of its multi-month downtrend, going quick retest and go back up. This staying out of this multi-month downtrend is contingent on Bitcoin holding 65K. As I mentioned earlier, just because Bitcoin doesn't hold 65K, it might come down to sweep liquidity before going back up, just a slight deviation. This is still bullish for the reasons that I believe. Fed is going to cut rate the next 12 months. As you all know, Fed already cut 50 basis points, and they're planning to cut more rates in the next 12 months. The Fed are to move from QT to QE, so from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing. This is the amount on their balance sheet. China with their 140 billion yuan stimulus, S&P at all-time high, and Bitcoin about to reverse trend after 6 months of downward chop, which it's in the process of right now, and the fact that major retail is not actually back yet. So Fed cutting rate in the next 12 months, we go to the CME watch tool, as you can see right now, even on the next one, which is the 7th of November, the probability markets are saying that the Fed are going to cut another 50 basis points. They've already cut 50 basis points. They're going to cut another 50 basis points, another 0.25 by December, another 0.25 by January. And by the time we roll around to March, we're going to be at 325 to 350 basis points. Retail not being fully back yet. This is one way of telling. It's obviously not completely certain. But at the top of last bull run in the 2020-2021 bull run, Coinbase was the #1 app in all of the App Store. Right now, we're still looking at 395, gone up from 410. So watch closely to this. If it starts to reach in that top 10, you really know that all the retail is back, and it's probably time to sell all of your bags. Also looking here, China's stock market gone parabolic because of the 140 billion stimulus from China. China's economy is not doing really well, and for the Chinese government to come out and really give 140 billion stimulus, this is very similar to what happened in 2020 with COVID when the Fed started giving out stimulus checks and cutting rates massively. If you look at what Raoul Paul is saying, the global liquidity and Bitcoin price is tracking each other very accurately. And this is because Bitcoin is a very reflexive asset in compared to other assets. It's all tracking global liquidity because it's a risk on asset. It's not something that people flock to, like government bonds, to be safe. When there's a lot of disposable income and there's a lot of risk in the market, people gravitate to Bitcoin. And in this chart here that I showed in my previous video, increase of global liquidity, which is going to be from the Fed cutting rates as well as China's new stimulus, is going to start to go up. And this is not something that just occurs immediately. It's not like the Fed cuts rates and all of a sudden global liquidity just increases. It takes time for governments to adapt to this, for banks to lend out more money, for business to see that interest rates fall, and for them to loan out more money for the businesses. And this enters the economy and slowly circulates as global liquidity starts to go up. So you're not going to feel it right away. It could take a couple of weeks to a couple of months, but going into 2025 and the beginning of 2025 is when this will really kick in. As you can see, we're right now in September 2024, going into 2024 and the end of it into 2025. If Bitcoin continues to track this global liquidity index, you can see price is really going to start to jump up. And here there's a prediction of going to 70, 80, 90K. And what does that mean for meme coins? It's going to mean when Bitcoin price goes up, the majority of the entire crypto market goes up, and meme coins are going to do absolute numbers. One meme coin that is doing crazy numbers right now is Mudeng. And this was September 26th. This was 2 days ago. Biggest gainer in the top 500 coin market cap. And if you just look at the graph here on Dex Screener, it's now worth 300 million. Funnily enough, Mudeng means Mudeng, which in Thai means bouncy pork. And this is a hippo in a zoo in Thailand. So fucking let's go, Thailand. And bow tie bull, which I think is very important. What he's saying is Mudang actually proves one thing. Asians have the most crypto and they're here to show it now. USA v Asia and Web3 will be a sight to behold. Because in the past, the people who were trading would always say US open, US close, what are we trading, who's shorting, who's longing? And a lot of the capital that went into crypto was controlled by the US. But now you can see that there's a lot of crypto being held in Hong Kong, in China, and Indonesia, and Thailand. There's a big, big group there, and Mudeng is only here to prove that. Now, I just want to show you why I mentioned earlier about the importance of altcoin dilution and the amount of new coins coming into the market. If you just look here at Dune Analytics with pump.fun data, you can see that the amount of transactions going into pump.fun have been in the absolute crazy amounts. Retail did fall asleep for a while from August to September. Now you can see it's really waking up. But the most important thing here is the amount of tokens launched on pump.fun per day. You can see that there can be up to 20,000 tokens launched per day on pump.fun. If there's 20,000 tokens coming in every single day, chances of you actually catching one of those that are going to do your 100x are going to be very slim. As you know, 99% of those are rugs and going to go to zero. The new strategy that I'm following personally, that I think is a more risk averse strategy towards meme coins, because I don't want to be spending 10 hours, 20 hours of my time sat in front of Pump Fund trying to look at every single new coin coming in or scrolling deck screener just to get rugged. What I'm doing is I have a watch list on TradingView, and I'm going to be longing the main meme coins of each sector. So of course, you have your dog coins, cat coins, and you also have your coins on each chain. So you have obviously you have Brett on base, you've got Mog on ETH. You can also have Mew on Sol, which is the cat coins. You have your dog coins. You have Mudang coming up. You have Ponky, and you have NPC. I believe that because there are 20,000 new coins coming into the market every day, and this is only going to increase. And there's also lots of new VC coins, lots of new gaming coins, DeFi coins, utility coins, you name it. There's just too many coins in the market right now for anyone to even keep track of. So I think the mindshare is going to start to shift from searching for that new coin to searching for the coins that everyone knows about, the coin that has the most mindshare. Because if you say, what's the best cat coin? They're going to say, oh, Mew, PopCat. So those market leaders who are winning are going to continue to win even harder. And this was only reflected in the beginning of this year in 2024, where meme coins did thousands of percents, AI coins did many hundreds of percents, and lots of utility coins, DeFi coins might have even gone up 20, 30% from their absolute lows. A lot of people who were in meme coins were shouting, I just turned $100 into $1,000,000, or I just turned $1,000 into $500,000. People in AI, if you caught the coin Destra Desync, did a 40x in the first 2 weeks of it launching. And there's loads of people who held their coins all the way down from the bull run of 2020 to 2021, all the way into 2024. And even with that entire run up of 3 to 6 months from October leading up to March, people were still saying, I'm still 70% down. What does that mean? If you're still 70% down, it means that even though the entire tide was rising, not all the coins rose together. It's all about asset allocation. Asset allocation is going to be the most important. You can't be picking the right assets when you're trying to find something new in a coin of 20,000 every day. It's called needle in a haystack because you're not meant to find it. So why not switch your strategy to something that might not make you as much? It's a bit more risk averse, but it also means that you have a higher chance of walking away in the green rather than putting all your money in, aping it all, coming out of zero because you just got rugged. That's my take on it with meme coins, and and I'm going to show you the coins that I'm looking at today. Starting off, we got WIF, and on these charts, I'm just drawing the lines of the multi-month downtrends and showing out that they've already broken out. I wouldn't go chasing these right now because as you can see, there was the lower high, lower high, lower high, and that lower high had to be broken. Even though it was coming out of that diagonal trend, the most important thing is the horizontal breaks. So it broke out of that trend, did a retest, and it had to break this lower high to show a trend reversal. So that here is already broken. You don't want to chase it here right now because if it did come down, your stop would be here. And what would you actually be risking? You're risking 25%, 26% on the trade. That's not worth it. So what should you do? You should wait for a pullback or wait for it to break the next important horizontal zone. So there's this zone here, as you can see when you look left, that is a lot of zones of support and resistance. Another one you could argue is also this zone with support and resistance. So you could wait here, wait for it to break, come down, get the retest, and buy. So what would you do? You basically split your purchases into three. So the first one is you buy the breakout, and then you wait. You can buy another retest, and then you can buy again when it breaks that here. So that's 3 purchases. And the reason it's like that is because you want to ladder in. You go all your money right in on this retest, and it fakes out and it dips. You've basically lost all your money. But you also want to make sure that if it goes up and it doesn't come back down to retest and it just continues to go up in moons, you've at least got it in 33% of your trade. And crypto is all about not nailing the exact bottom or nailing the exact top. It's about slowly layering in and slowly layering out. So with right now, already broken out. A lot of these meme coins that I'm looking at right now that I'm going to show you have already broken out. So I wouldn't go aping into any of them right now. And as I mentioned earlier, they're actually all contingent on Bitcoin actually holding 65K. Bitcoin could come down, take liquidity below 62K, and then go back up. And if it did do that, what do you think is going to happen to meme coins? A lot of people are going to be shouting, it's all over the bull run, bull trap, the bears are going to win. Well, that's when you know that you want to be purchasing whatever the meme coins are at. If Bitcoin pulls down to 62K below here to take the stops out, at this level, whatever Bitcoin is at, you want to be layering in to your coins. Most likely, what's going to happen to meme coins, they're going to lose their losses and they're going to come back down to retest this. WIF might come down to 1.98, 1.97. Same with Bonk, already broken out. Loki, broken out. Shib, broken out. Mew is looking very strong. Mog, completely broken out. Popcat is the only one who even broke all-time highs. Could you buy Popcat right now? You could, but I don't want to be buying all-time highs, to be honest, because the amount that can go down much, much higher than if I was buying a very strong support. Pepe, already completely broken out. What could you do? I could see if Pepe would hold this level right now. And you'd want to see a retest and purchase that retest. I wouldn't just ape in right now, as I said. If Bitcoin does fall to 62K to take liquidity, what do you purchase? You're risking at least 13%. You might even be risking back down to this horizontal break, which is 30%. I don't think it's going to fall 30%, but that is a possibility. But that's why you have an invalidation, right? The whole point of having an invalidation is so if you're wrong, you can cut it out. And invalidation usually happens immediately. If you're trading futures, you can even trade futures with no leverage. You have something called a stop loss that will automatically sell it for you. But if you're just doing it in spot, it means you're gonna have to log into your account, actually sell that. And you can always put a reminder or an alert for price to say that setting your stop loss, you need to go in and sell it. Also, Brett is doing very well. All of them are breaking out. Compared to obviously Popcat, already breaking all-time highs, and Mew also completely broken out of that trend, much, much higher. So the ones that I like the most are going to be the ones that are the biggest favorites of each chain. I do like Brett. Brett faced a lot of FUD in the beginning and did face a big low, basically saying that the team held too much of the supply, but it looks like that was, I believe, over here actually. Yeah, I believe that was in May, and they did break out up the way all the way to 1.8 billion. So they definitely recovered from that FUD very well. Brett is one that I like. Mudang, I think it's a hilarious meme, but to be purchasing it right now when it's just been up to 300 million, I don't know if there's another listing from really big exchanges, I wouldn't be surprised to see this go to 500 mil to 1 billion, but I just don't like chasing something that has just gone up so strong and so significantly very quickly. It's up to you though. I would personally stay away from it. And of course, outside of memes, I'm looking at a lot of games and a lot of AI coins. Even with games, the same way that I view the strategy towards memes, where due to all these new coins and altcoin dilution, token unlocks, I'm just looking at the top players, right? So I'm looking at the infrastructure coins that are going to be necessary for all of gaming to thrive. So it's not looking at one specific game or one specific NFT within a game. It's if gaming is to survive, what does it require? It requires the infrastructure that gaming runs on. And that's Beam, Super, IMX, Prime. And then CeFi is just the launch pad that all of the people will come to because they want to buy the new games that are launching while the bull run is hot. S-Fund will always be super, super hot anytime gaming is doing well in a bull run. But I think Prime, IMX, Super, and Beam are more of a fundamental purchase, which is regardless of bull run or no bull run, if gaming really picks off and onboards real users into crypto, and has a lot of player base and has high transactions, and they're obviously creating fees for the chains that they're on, whether it be Phantom, AVAX, Solana. Those coins are going to do well regardless. As you can see, if in 2020, I believe, before the bull run even started, Axie had the highest player base of games, and that did a massive, massive run, even outside of the bull run, because it has actual utility in the real world. So I think with gaming, it might not pop as hard as AI and memes this bull run. I think gaming will still do very well, but definitely in the next 1-2 years, as people are onboarding into Web3 via gaming, I think gaming will even have its own bull run outside of the whole crypto market, which will be very fun to watch. And that's my take on meme coins right now. If you haven't bought yet, as I mentioned, it's all actually riding on Bitcoin holding 65K. If you look at all the coins that I showed earlier, a lot of them have already broken out their multi-month trends. You don't want to be chasing this because, as I said, the amount of loss that you'd be risking per trade could be in the high 20%. And just in terms of risk management, I don't think that's a risk that you'd want to take. So what I would do right now is just wait and see if Bitcoin can hold 65K. If Bitcoin does hold 65K and it holds that number, you can buy the breakout of when it passes this high again. At this purchase, you can purchase your meme coins or your layer ones or your AI coins, whatever you're looking to purchase. You can purchase it there. Look at the 4 hour or the 1 hour to make sure that it's actually holding that level. And if it doesn't, because you might see that it comes back down, fails that retest, and grabs liquidity. If it does do that, at least you didn't buy right now and you're not sitting on a loss already. And whenever Bitcoin comes to retest this right here around 62K, maybe a little bit lower at 61.8, some people place their stops a bit lower and Bitcoin loves to take that liquidity. I would be purchasing your coins on your watch list when Bitcoin is at this price. Anyways, I'm keen to hear what you guys think in the comments. Let me know and I'll see you in the next video.